Hello everyone, warm welcome to Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Testbook. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in a very important session where we are going to discuss the finance current affairs, and this is the series which is live Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 5 p.m. Remember me guys, if you are preparing for RBI, PFRDA, IFSCA or any other regulatory body exam, for that matter even if you are preparing for bank exams, as per the current scenario in the bank exams, this session is a must-watch session where we discuss the finance-related current affairs, where we focus on RBI circulars, RBI press release, RBI notifications, as well as the RBI speeches and bulletins. So before we begin the discussion, may I have an answer in the comment section that am I audible, visible, everything is fine, we are good to go, so that we can begin the discussion without any further delay. So just give me yes sir quickly so that we can begin the session, and I would request you quickly hit the like button if you haven't liked the session yet, and do share the link of this session with your friends so that more and more students can join us live in this particular session. So here we go with the first news, but before I start the discussion, if you want to download the PDF of this session, so the PDF of this session will be available on my Telegram channel. You can scan the code, join the channel and download the PDF. Let's get started with the first news of the day, and the first news is related to RBI Master Direction, and this Master Direction is based on a term that is DEF. I hope you all have heard about it. DEAF, that is Depositors Education Awareness Fund. Now the question over here is, so what is the news all about? So basically RBI has come up with the revised operational guidelines. There is no changes in the scheme related aspects. It's only the changes, it's only the revision which has been done with respect to the operational guideline. Now you must be thinking, sir, ये operational guideline आखिरकार मतलब क्या है? सर इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर कोई बैंक और उस बैंक के पास एक अकाउंट है, the deposit account, and if this deposit account is declared as unclaimed account, then what will be the process of declaring an account as unclaimed account? Once the account is declared as unclaimed account, what will be the process to deposit this fund into Depositors Education Fund, Education Awareness Fund, which is managed by RBI. There is one more important point with respect to the same, and that important point is कि सर जब ये पैसा RBI के पास जाएगा, क्या RBI इस पर interest rate pay करेगा? Think and give me the answer if you know it. Will RBI pay rate of interest on these unclaimed deposits which are now in the DEF account? First point. Second point is कि सर अगर customer ने demand की on the bank, from the bank कि सर मेरा जो account था that has been declared as unclaimed account, now I need my funds back, then what will be the process? ये पैसा customer तक कैसे पहुंचेगा? इन सारी चीजों को लेकर RBI ने कुछ updates दिए, which updates we will be discussing in this particular session itself. समझ आ गई बात? कहानी clear हो गई? I hope there is no problem with the discussion. I hope the point is clear. और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं, मैं जानता हूं कि आप सबको ये टर्म जरूर पता होगी कि what is DEF. We all know that what is DEF. So what is DEF? So DEF is the Depositors Education Awareness Fund, and this is the fund which is managed by RBI. और अगर हम इस फंड की बात करें, इस फंड को RBI यूटिलाइज करता है for providing financial awareness to the public in order to avoid any kind of frauds which can be witnessed on the heads of the public. तो उसके लिए इस अकाउंट को, इस फंड को यूज किया जाता है. So let's open up the news. So first of all, we'll discuss the revised guidelines, but before we start our discussion with the revised guidelines, we know that in the end of this session I will be giving you the answer what actually DEF is, and even I will be discussing a descriptive question based on DEF along with sample answer, क्योंकि DEF पिछले 3-4 महीने से it has been in news. Unclaimed account has become a very big concern in the country. For that reason, DEF has the capacity that it can be asked in the descriptive format. So I have created a descriptive question based on DEF along with the sample answer, which I will be giving you after this news. So let's get started, guys. Give me yes, sir. Give me a thumbs up. Here we go with the first news. The first news is Depositors Education Awareness Fund Scheme 2014. So if someone asks you, this scheme was introduced by RBI in which year? So it was introduced in 2014. So guidelines have been revised. What kind of guidelines have been revised? As we all know, the DEF scheme is for the unclaimed deposits in the bank. Those accounts are termed as unclaimed deposits which are inactive for 10 years or more than that. अब point ये आता है, inactive का मतलब no financial transaction as well as no non-financial transaction is done in an account, then we call it as unclaimed account. Remember that these revised guidelines which we are going to discuss now, they will be valid from 1st of October 2025. Remember that it is applicable to all the banks, which include your commercial banks, public sector banks, foreign banks, private banks. It even applicable on RRBs, small finance banks, local area banks, payment banks, and even it is applicable on the cooperative banks. Now, what are the key operational updates which have been announced by RBI under the latest guidelines? So RBI says that once the account with the bank, that is the deposit account with the bank, is inactive for 10 years. If it is inactive for 10 years, bank will declare that account as what? So bank will declare that account as unclaimed account. और ये जो account है, it includes principal as well as interest till date paid by the bank. So this entire amount after 10 years will be transferred into an account which we call it as DEF, and this DEF account is managed by RBI. लेकिन ये बोल देना बहुत आसान है that this amount will be transferred to DEF. There are certain operational steps which are need to be followed, which I will be discussing with you. So first is every bank should register on the RBI's eKuber platform, and once they have registered with the RBI on the eKuber platform under the DEF services, then only the bank is applicable, then only the bank is eligible to transfer the unclaimed funds into the RBI account. अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि सर अगर मैं बैंक हूं और मैं ये अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट या अनक्लेम्ड अमाउंट को RBI के डेफ में ट्रांसफर नहीं करता, then what will happen? So then if RBI on its audit finds out that there is an account with the bank which is ought to be declared as unclaimed, which is ought to be transferred into the DEF, it has not done, then in that particular case compliance penalty will be charged on the bank. तो बैंक को registration करवाना ही होगा because bank has no other choice of transferring the unclaimed account deposits into the DEF account which is managed by RBI. So what is the point? So banks, they must register on the RBI's eKuber platform, and bank should provide 2 official email IDs on which all the further, I would say, communication will be done by RBI. Registration is mandatory to transfer the funds and even to make the claims in the near future. And if you have not done the registration, then you cannot transfer the funds or make the claims electronically. Authorized signatories, then in that particular case, every bank will nominate some of the officials who will be responsible to manage the relationship with RBI with respect to DEF. Then in that particular case, bank has a power to nominate up to 10 members as the signatory authorities, जिनके पास signature करने की power होगी और उनके signature के बाद ही funds transfer होंगे, unclaimed funds will be transferred to RBI, as well as उनके signature के बाद ही bank can raise the claim on those already transferred deposits. RBI must be notified with the changes. If अगर मान लो जो signatory है वो retire हो गए हैं, then who is the next one who is going to represent or who will replace him? All these discussions, all these updates are need to be given by the bank to RBI. अगला पॉइंट आता है कि सर ट्रांसफर ऑफ अनक्लेम्ड फंड कैसे होगा. तो सबसे पहला स्टेप क्या आता है? सब बैंक रजिस्टर करेगा. बैंक शुड रजिस्टर ऑन द eKuber platform of RBI under the RBI's DEF services. The moment bank will register itself under the DEF services, RBI will provide a unique code. RBI will provide a unique code to a bank which will be termed as bank DEF code, which will be termed as bank DEF code. और जब भी कभी बैंक अपने फंड्स को ट्रांसफर करेगा, अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट्स को, अनक्लेम्ड फंड्स को ट्रांसफर करेगा, बैंक शुड मेंशन इट्स डेफ कोड with the help of which RBI is going to identify the depositor. ठीक है जी, पढ़ लेते हैं इसके बारे में। सबसे पहली चीज कि सर ये जो अनक्लेम्ड फंड्स हैं उन्हें मंथली बेसिस पे क्या किया जाएगा, ट्रांसफर किया जाएगा। व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, लेट्स से ऑन बाय 30th of July, है ना, by 30th of June, बैंक हैज आइडेंटिफाइड 10 अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट्स। आइडेंटिफाइड का मतलब कि भैया इन अकाउंट्स के 10 साल हो चुके हैं एंड फ्रॉम पास्ट 10 years नो ट्रांजेक्शन हैज बीन डन एंड नाउ आरबीआई हैज बैंक हैज डिक्लेयर्ड इट एज अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट। द मोमेंट बैंक हैज डिक्लेयर्ड इट as unclaimed account, that means now bank will make the list of these 10 unclaimed accounts and in the last 5 working days of the month of July, तो अगले मंथ में, जुलाई मंथ में जो लास्ट 5 वर्किंग डेज होंगे, उन लास्ट 5 वर्किंग डेज में ये विंडो ओपन होगी और उन्हीं 5 दिनों के अंदर यू आर अलाउड टू ट्रांसफर दीज अनक्लेम्ड फंड्स ओनली एंड ओनली इन दीज लास्ट 5 वर्किंग डेज ओनली। समझ आई ये बात? तो 30 जून तक आपने चेक कर लिया द लिस्ट ऑफ अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट्स। इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई you will make the list, you will collect the funds, and in the last 5 working days these funds will be transferred into RBI. This transfer amount will include the principal deposited by the customer as well as the interest paid by the bank in last 10 years or maybe the number of years for which the account was maintained with the bank. The next point is both the members. Now the question is, sir, ये 2 मेंबर कैसे आ गए? दूसरे मेंबर की भी कहानी सुन लो। दूसरे मेंबर की यहाँ पे कहानी क्या है? It's very interesting. Please pay attention. Guys, let's suppose this is a bank. This is a bank which has registered on e-Kuber. We call it as a member bank. लेकिन एक बैंक है X. This bank is not the member bank, but this bank has the unclaimed deposit. So this bank will transfer its unclaimed deposit with the help of a member bank. So ये जो X बैंक है ये member बैंक के पास जाएगा और member बैंक को कहेगा यार मैं नॉन मेंबर हूं डेफ सर्विसेज का, बट आई वांट कि आप मेरे बिहाफ पे you transfer these funds to the deaf account. So in that particular case this transfer will be done by the sponsor bank. If I take an example, for example, in case of RRBs, if they are not the direct members, then they will be transferring these funds into the deaf account with the help of their sponsor banks. This is a simplest example which you can relate over here. So both the members as well as known members, they have to provide a detailed breakup. तो बताना होगा कितने number of accounts है जो unclaimed declare हुए, उन total number of accounts में कितनी total amount है, उनमें से कितने अकाउंट इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग है यानी सेविंग अकाउंट है, फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट है या रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट है, और कितने नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग अकाउंट्स हैं या नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग डिपॉजिट्स हैं लाइक करंट अकाउंट एंड ऑल। सो दिस एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन विल बी गिवन टू आरबीआई थ्रू द डेफ सर्विसेज एंड प्रोवाइड द बैंक डेफ कोड in order to make clear that who is the depositor of this fund. पॉइंट समझ आया? क्लियर हो गया? तो अगर मैं स्टोरी को एक बार दोबारा से आपके लिए रिपीट करूं, आई एम जस्ट रिपीटिंग दिस स्टोरी वंस अगेन फॉर यू. सो व्हाट इज द स्टोरी ऑल अबाउट? द स्टोरी सेज दैट वी हैव अ बैंक. इफ दिस बैंक हैज रजिस्टर्ड itself on e-Kuber, then we call it as a member bank. And there is another bank, X bank, which has not registered on the e-Kuber under the deaf services. So this bank will also transfer its unclaimed account or unclaimed funds to the RBI, but through a sponsor bank. Now these funds will be transferred into DEF, but while transferring, bank will mention the detail कि भैया number of accounts कितने हैं, total amount कितनी है, उनमें से कितने अकाउंट इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग अकाउंट्स हैं और कितने अकाउंट नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग है, सो दैट द एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन इज रीच टू आरबीआई. ठीक है जी. ना अब हो सकता है कि मेरा एक अकाउंट था विद एसबीआई. ठीक है, आई हैव एन अकाउंट विद एसबीआई एंड दिस अकाउंट हैज बीन डिक्लेयर्ड एज अनक्लेम्ड अकाउंट, एंड आफ्टर 12 years I approached to SBI. I said SBI that there was an account, this is the passbook, this is the detail, I want to withdraw those funds, I want to claim those funds. तो एसबीआई क्या कहेगा, एसबीआई कहेगा ठीक है सर आप पहले कंप्लीट योर केवाईसी. नाउ दिस केवाईसी इज पॉसिबल, दिस केवाईसी इज पॉसिबल ऑन नॉन होम ब्रांच. याद है द लेटेस्ट अपडेट, से यस और नो. दिस केवाईसी इज पॉसिबल in case of non-home branch. This KYC is also possible with the help of video customer identification services. This KYC can also be done by the business correspondents. This KYC now can also be done by the business correspondents or the bank correspondents. तो जैसे मैंने अपनी KYC complete की, SBI will pay these funds to me. SBI will pay your funds back which include your principal plus interest. उस इंटरेस्ट में 10 साल का इंटरेस्ट तो आपके बैंक ने दिया क्योंकि 10 साल तक ये पैसा बैंक के पास था, और बाकी के 2 साल ये पैसा किसके पास था, आरबीआई के पास था. तो 2 साल के लिए इस पे जो इंटरेस्ट है वो कौन देगा, आरबीआई देगा. जी हाँ, यस, आरबीआई पे इंटरेस्ट ऑन द डेफ डिपॉजिट्स एज वेल. तो एसबीआई ने पैसा कस्टमर को दे दिया. जैसे ही एसबीआई ने ये पैसा कस्टमर को दिया, SBI will raise claim on RBI. SBI will go running to RBI. There was an individual named Madhav. He approached us. He has asked us to pay the claim of his unclaimed deposits. We have made the claim. We have paid the claim. We have paid the claim. Now we are reaching you, and you pay back those funds to us. तो आरबीआई वो फंड जो क्लेम आपने दिया है माधव को, वो आरबीआई क्लेम रीइंबर्स करेगा टू एसबीआई, which will include the total value, principal, interest and interest. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? The entire story is clear. How the claim is generated? How the claim is generated? If the story is clear, just give me yes sir. Guys, if the story is clear, just give me yes sir. ठीक है. Now let's read out the same story. So what does the same story say? If I talk about the same story, then the same story says in case of claiming the refunds, if the customer comes to claim money, the bank pays the first and then claim from RBI. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि आज माधव को आपने क्लेम दिया SBI and SBI can reach on real time basis to RBI. That is not possible. RBI will not entertain all your request anytime whenever required. That is not the case. In that particular case, RBI says there is a window, and the window is first 10 days. Window is first 10 days of the month. First 10 days of the month will be open for the bank, जहां पे बैंक अपना claim request generate करेगा, and then RBI will pay back that claim after completing or after verifying all the documents which have been submitted. So claims are to be submitted via form 2nd with auditor's verification. Third point is refund claim window. If I talk about the refund claim window, then the first 10 working days of every month. I repeat, the first 10 working days of every month will be a refund claim window for which RBI will be accepting the claim request. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? If it is clear, just give me yes sir. Any doubt till this point? No? Fine? Okay. Now let's move on to the next point. अब अगला point क्या होगा सर? हमने claim refund के बारे में पढ़ लिया, that how the claim refund will be generated. Now the next and the most important point is, sir, interest rate. What is this interest rate story? That RBI will pay the interest rate. Most of us don't know that whether RBI pays the interest rate on DEF deposits or not. Then my answer is yes. The answer is interest is paid on unclaimed interest bearing deposits. Please pay attention on this point. He said, agar you have a savings account, it's an interest bearing account. And if this account is declared as unclaimed account and the funds in the saving account are not now transferred to RBI's DEF, then RBI will be responsible to pay the interest. But RBI will pay a fixed interest irrespective whether it is a term account or demand account. And this interest will be paid as a simple interest form, unlike the compound interest which is paid by your banking industry. So here the answer will be, so the interest will be 3% per annum, which has been decided since May 2021, and it will be simple interest. So earlier it was 4%, then it was reduced to 3.5, and now it has been reduced to 3%, and it is a simple interest. It's not a compound interest which is paid by RBI on the DEF deposits. तो ये जो deposits हैं, इसका एक customer wise records audit किए जाएंगे and it will be shared with the RBI on regular basis. Very important point is, let's suppose SBI has paid unclaimed account funds back to Madhav, है ना? And this is the story, or this is done on date. What is the date today? Let's say today the date is 15th of July. If it is 15th of July, then it's quite obvious SBI cannot go to RBI because window is closed. So SBI will be going to RBI in a window from 1st to 10th of August. From 1st to 10th of August. But from 16th July onwards, till SBI receives the claim from RBI, this deposit which has been paid to Madhav from the pocket of SBI, which was supposed to be paid by RBI, still the claim is not reimbursed by that particular time. This will be included under the category of contingent liabilities. Is this point clear? So amount transferred to DEF by SBI until the claim is given or not, this amount will be termed as contingent liabilities in the account. So you cannot say that कि अगर SBI ने वो पैसा RBI को transfer कर दिया, so it will not be a liability on the bank. It is still an liability on the bank and it will be paid by RBI only. Once the claim is given by SBI, then in that particular case, we will call it as reimbursement expected from RBI. And if Madhav has not reached to SBI, then it will be recorded under contingent liability of SBI. समझ आ गई ये बात? समझ आ गई? Shall I give you one more example, है ना, ताकि ये clear हो जाए? I'll just give you an example. Let's say bank has two accounts. One is the account of Madhav, other is the account of, let's say, Anuj. ठीक है? Both the accounts are unclaimed account. Both the accounts are transferred into DEF of RBI. So the day this amount is transferred to RBI's DEF, bank will include these deposits. Let's say it is 1 lakh and let's say it is 2 lakhs in the category of contingent liabilities. It will be what? So it will be bank's contingent liabilities. Got it? Now, if bank has given this deposit back to Madhav on Madhav's request, but bank is still going to receive that amount from RBI, then this will come under the asset side of the bank. This will come under the asset side of the bank, which will be termed as claim on RBI. Is it clear, guys? Is this clear? तो ये दोनों points clear होने जरूरी हैं. Contingent liability, claim on RBI, क्योंकि RBI पे आप right away claim कर नहीं सकते. You have to claim within the window that is 1st to 10th of every month. If this asset and liability game is clear, give me yes, sir, so that I can move ahead. Okay. Now, the moment I hear a term deaf, मेरे दिमाग में तीन चीजें आती हैं. Three things strike my mind. The first thing which strikes my mind is UDGAM. The first thing which strikes my mind is UDGAM. So we should have a quick revision of UDGAM. UDGAM is what, sir? It is the unclaimed deposit. It is unclaimed deposit gateway to access information. Unclaimed deposit gateway to access information. It was set up by RBI in 2013. ये क्या है, sir? It is a portal. और इस पोर्टल पे every customer can go make an account, and once you make an account, you can go and find out any unclaimed deposit or inoperative deposit on your name or anyone on or the name or on the name of anyone in your family. So this is basically termed as what? So this is basically termed as UDGAM. So to help public locate their unclaimed deposits across multiple banks, so rather than different banks की website पर जाकर different banks की website पर जाकर check करना, और I would say एक तरह से तुक्का मारना, it's better that you go on a centralized platform where the information of all the unclaimed accounts is being updated. So now, to enable the people to claim the deposit or to reactivate the account, it is developed by RBI and the subsidiaries of RBI, that is RBIT, IFTAs, and the partner and the participating banks. So you register yourself with your mobile number, name, and create a password, and then you can search for your unclaimed deposits or unclaimed accounts. Clear? इसके बाद जो second term मेरे दिमाग में आती है after going through with the term that is deaf is the latest announcement, that is कि अगर अब आपका unclaimed account है, in that particular case the unclaimed account, you can raise for the claim as a customer by completing your KYC without going to the home branch. This can be done from the non-home branch. This can be done with the help of the video customer identification system or technique. It can also be done with the help of the business correspondent. और ये जो नया इनिशिएटिव लिया गया, this initiative has been introduced by RBI on the demand of finance ministry. What was the demand of the finance ministry? So recently there was a discussion going on where the finance minister asked the RBI as well as SEBI to ease out the process of identifying and claiming the unclaimed deposits, because the unclaimed bank deposit has reached around 78,000 crore as of March 2024, which has increased 26% in comparison to the previous year, and SBI alone is holding around or accounts for around 8,000 crore rupees of unclaimed deposits. इतना ही नहीं, जो आपके stock brokers हैं and the other SEBI regulators, they are holding around 500 crores in the unclaimed assets. So Finance Minister Sitharaman ji, she came up with the point that we should ease out the process of claiming the unclaimed deposits, especially for NRIs, PIOs, that is person with Indian origin and overseas citizen of India. So SEBI, RBI, RDI, PFRD and the corporate affairs ministers, they have been asked to work together to reduce this hurdle, and in order to ease out this KYC वाला initiative has been taken by RBI. RBI ने कहा अब जहां से आपका मन करे वहां जाओ, KYC कराओ, क्लेम करो और आपको पैसा मिल जाएगा. आपको बैंक पैसा पहले देगा and then RBI will pay back that fund to the bank once the request is raised by the concerned bank. Story समझ आ गई? Everything is clear. अब अगर कोई question आएगा related to the deaf operations, I am pretty sure that you will be in a position to answer it. क्या क्या याद रखना है? ट्रांसफर अनक्लेम्ड वाला last 5 working days. Then you must remember a deaf fund services, bank deaf fund code. Then you remember the claim can be generated in the first 10 working days. ये सारी चीजें हैं जो आपको याद रखनी. क्लियर हो गया जी? कोई डाउट, कोई परेशानी? If there is anything, you ask me. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next point. Next point is very crucial. Why the next point is very crucial? Because in the next point, I will be discussing 2 MCQs based on the same news. 2 MCQs based on the same news. Let's see who all can answer the question. What is the designated time period during which bank can transfer unclaimed account to deaf fund every month? Bank can transfer unclaimed account to deaf fund every month. Is it allowed in the first 5 working days or the last 5 working days or any day of the month or only on the 15th of every month or first 10 working days? So the answer is, sir, B option, that is last 5 working days. That is absolutely correct. Moving on to the next question. What should be or what should a bank do when the depositor claim an unclaimed account that has been transferred to DEF? Madhav reached to bank and said, "Ki bank, I want to claim the funds which are or which were in my unclaimed deposits. I don't know, as per my knowledge, you have transferred it to DEF and I don't know when RBI is going to pay back it. I want my funds today." Bank will say, don't worry. You just complete the KYC norms. I'll pay you the funds and I can claim it later on from RBI. I'll pay back your funds and I'll claim it from RBI later on. The next question is, what is Depositors Education and Awareness Fund? If this simple descriptive question is asked in the examination, and there is a great probability that this question can be asked, or it can be asked, discuss the latest updates related to DEF. It could be asked in this manner, or it could be asked in the other format, that recently RBI has updated the KYC norms, ease out the KYC norms in order to increase the disposal of unclaimed accounts which are maintained in DEF. Discuss DEF. So इस तरह से RBI can easily frame a question. And if RBI is going to frame a question in this manner, then we should be ready to answer the question in a similar manner. If you ask me, what should be the right context of answering this particular question, please stay with me for next 5 minutes. I'll give you the entire structure and then I'll present the sample answer to you. So according to me, if you have to write an answer for this particular question where you have ample of information to share and you have limited 600 words to write down your answer, so the best part is, rather than making a story, rather than trying to articulate your answer, just go in points format and go step by step. So what should be the first step? So the first step is, you should first define what is DEF. So you should first define what is DEF scheme. Please pay attention. Then we will be talking about this. After defining the DEF scheme, you should discuss what are the objectives of DEF. पहला objective क्या है सर? RBI नहीं चाहता कि the unclaimed fund should remain with the bank. It should reach to RBI, it should reach to the central authority, and RBI wants that the unclaimed funds should be maintained in a centralized form. और जब आप DEF को explain कर रहे होगे, you will write unclaimed account. Then that particular case you have to define unclaimed account as well. ये सब चल रहा है आपका first aspect. Second aspect होगा, you have to discuss the structure of DEF. Structure of DEF का मतलब, it is maintained by RBI, and banks, they are required to transfer the unclaimed deposits every month to this particular account, and banks can even claim these funds whenever required. Bank can even claim these funds whenever required. ठीक है जी. Third point is process flow. Third point is process flow. The moment I use this word process flow क्या है? So सबसे पहले bank will transfer the DEF. First of all, bank will transfer the DEF. Once bank has transferred the DEF, then this transfer will be done in the last 5 working days. It can be done only in the last 5 working days. Then you have to discuss about the interest which is paid on these unclaimed deposits. Then you have to discuss the window when bank can claim back the same funds. Along with the process itself, you have to discuss the UDGAM, that it has been introduced. It has been introduced by RBI, and it is really very important in order to identify your accounts. इसके बाद, if I move on to the last point is, you must discuss the benefits of DEF, as well as you must discuss the challenges which are faced by DEF, and you go for ways and forward. This is the entire structure you need to follow. Structure is clear. Now I'll showcase the sample answer which I have for you. So this is the definition, this is the objective, then this is the dev structure. Then we have the process flow, transfer of funds, monthly transfer window, customer claim, interest, and the technological intervention. Then we have the significance of dev. Then we have the challenges faced by dev. And lastly, what are the ways forward related to dev has been discussed. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? I hope you can go through with this particular sample answer. And if a question is asked on dev, you will be in a position to write a pretty good answer. Done? If it is done, you like the flow, give me a thumbs up so that I can move ahead. If you like the flow, give me thumbs up so that we can move ahead without any further delay. Any doubt till this point? Okay, now let's move on to the next news. Sir, is it possible that instead of latest update, the existing and unchanged part of a news be asked in the examination? I would say chances are pretty low. Chances are pretty low, but I try my level best to include the previous aspect as well. Yes, yes, you can do that. You cannot use these very fancy bullet points and all, but yes, you can make points, you can make subheadings. That is possible. Is it clear? Shall I move on to the next point? Okay. The next news I have is the master circular on credit facility to schedule caste and scheduled tribes. I'm expecting this, that you all must be aware that scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, they have been given extra. They have been given extra, or they have been given preference in case of lending, so that they can be supported, which will lead to their growth, and this growth will lead to inclusive development or inclusive growth. This will lead to inclusive growth in the economy. So recently RBI has come up with a master circular, and in that particular master circular, RBI has concised all the different guidelines related to specific loans to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe individuals. So all those specific services offered by banks under the RBI requirements, under the RBI norms, have been discussed in this master direction. I'll not take much time of yours. Let's quickly discuss this. So what was the purpose of this circular? So the purpose of this circular was to consolidate all RBI guidelines related to providing credit, to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities. Second point is, in order to ensure greater financial inclusion and entrepreneurial support. So in order to increase, or in order to achieve the financial inclusion targets for these groups, as well as to provide them entrepreneurial support, this initiative has been taken, or these, I would say, credit provided to SC and ST communities specifically is promoted. What are the credit planning focus? So district credit plans, they must link loans to the employment and development schemes. That means jo district level per the credit plans which are going to be framed, they must be linked to the employment and development schemes implemented in the country as well as in the state. So banks should closely coordinate with district industry centers, with the block and district level authorities, as well as villages and towns with large scheduled caste and population should receive special focus as per RBI guidelines. What is the role of the bank? So role of the bank is, bank will help SCs and STs to borrow borrowers to complete the loan formalities. Even they will be guided how to fill the forms and many other requirements. Bank will create awareness about the schemes, the benefits which are specifically for this community, which will be done through brochures, field staff, special meetings and whatnot. Then bank cannot insist on security deposits for the loan under government schemes, which means if there is a government scheme for SC/ST which says that loan will be provided without security, without collateral, then in that particular case bank cannot insist the borrower to deposit the security. Bank should ensure the subsidy which is ought to be given to the SC and ST or to be given to the borrower under the scheme should not be delayed. It should be given on real-time basis to the beneficiary. The next point is they will support, or banks will support, the institutes which include the category that is NSFDC, as well as there is an institute that is NSTFDC. How many of you have heard about these two institutes? Any idea? Any idea, guys? Have you heard about these two institutes in the past? If yes, give me the answer. If no, then I'll discuss it with you. Quickly give me the answer. Okay, give me the full form then. Give me the full form. Else I'll help you to understand. Chalo, I'll help you to understand this particular news. Then my answer to this particular news would be, so the moment you use or you read these two terms, it stands for National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation. National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation, which was established back in 1989 under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. What is the purpose? So the purpose is to finance, support and uplift the scheduled caste community through concessional loans and skill development. Through concessional loans and skill development, it provides financial assistance for self-employment ventures. It provide vocational training and whatnot. It operates via state channelizing agencies and it partners with banks, NGOs and cooperatives. If I talk about the eligibility, if you want to apply for a loan, you can apply for a loan, but the condition is you should belong to scheduled caste, your annual income should be up to 3 lakhs, then you are allowed to borrow funds under the same. Schemes which are implemented under this is Mahila Samriddhi Yojana, Education Loan Scheme, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Training. Then the next point is NSTFDC. It stands for National Scheduled Tribe Finance and Development Corporation. It is under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Its function is again the economic upliftment of the scheduled tribe community through financial assistance for income generating activities, training and skill development and whatnot. So these are the two organizations which are operating, and bank should support these organizations so that they can provide loan to the communities. Bank has a power to reject the loan application, but this loan application rejection should be done at a higher level, not at a branch level. It should include a clear reason why you have rejected the loan application submitted by SC or ST. Now, SC and ST development corporations, so these can submit bankable schemes for loan support, and state governments are advised to promote the role of SC and ST development corporations. Moving on to the next point. The next point is, what are the key schemes under which loans are provided to SC and ST community, and that too either on subsidized rates, without security or whatnot. So I'll start my discussion with the first one, that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission. So this mission says that under this particular mission, the loan which is given, it should be given to the self-help groups. असल में ये जो scheme है, that is basically to provide loan to the self-help groups, but this scheme says that loan will be provided to those self-help groups in which at least 50% of the beneficiaries are SCs or STs. It promotes self-help groups and rural livelihood development. Then we have DRI. Have you heard about DRI, guys? Have you heard about DRI? That is differential rate of interest. Differential rate of interest का मतलब you are a bank employee. ठीक, आप बैंक के पास गए, आपने बैंक से कहा बैंक लोन चाहिए, तो बैंक ने कहा यार ये तो अपना ही एम्प्लॉई है, तो बैंक ने एम्प्लॉई को जो लोन दिया उसके बदले में जो लेंडिंग रेट चार्ज किया, उसके बदले में जो lending rate charge किया that was below, जो lending rate charge किया that was below what? So the lending rate was below, or lending rate is below the minimum rate. Lending rate is below the minimum rate. Minimum rate का मतलब we know about base rate, we know about MCLR, we know about EBLR. So these are the minimum lending rates below which bank cannot lend, but they can provide loan below these minimum lending rates, and those loans or those interest rates which are below the minimum rates set by bank are known as differential rate of interest, and the loans given under the differential rate of scheme or differential rate of interest is known as differential rate loans. So it is given to bank employees as well as it is given to the individuals or the public who are the beneficiaries under the government schemes. So if I talk about this particular scheme, it says that banks will provide up to 15,000 rupees of loan at subsidized rate of interest, that is 4% under the DRI scheme to SCs and ST. Bank is providing DRI scheme or bank is providing differential rate of interest loan, but out of the total DRI loan, at least 40% of the loan must go. 40% of loan must go to SCs and STs. SC and ST can also borrow housing loan up to 20,000 rupees under DRI, which is additional of this 15,000 rupees. Then the next point I have is that is credit enhancement guarantee scheme for scheduled caste. It was launched back in 2015 by the Ministry of Social Justice. It supports SC entrepreneurs by providing loan guarantee. आप गए लोन लेने और लोन गारंटी अगर आपको चाहिए क्योंकि आपको बैंक लोन नहीं दे रहा, so in this case loan guarantee will be provided under this particular scheme. This particular scheme is implemented. This particular scheme is managed by IFCI, that is Industrial Financial Corporation of India, which was established back in 1948, and it is India's first development financial institution. It is owned by Government of India. Undoubtedly, its headquarters is in New Delhi, and even it is a listed company. It is listed in BSE as well as NSE. Theek? Remember that under this particular scheme, the guarantee coverage is going to be from 15 lakhs to 5 crores. Guarantee coverage is going to be from 15 lakhs to 5 crores. So इसमें जो loan दिया जाएगा, there will be a target group. If individual is borrowing or a group of individuals are borrowing, the loan will be given only and only if 51%, more than 51% of ownership is on the name of SC individual and he has a control of that organization from past 6 months. What will be the loan amount covered? So it will be covered 15 lakhs to 5 crores. What will be the tenure of the loan? So loan tenure would be up to 7 years. Then monitoring and review, very important. So bank must set up a special cell at its head office to monitor the credit to this community, collect and send the report to RBI and government. Regular review by the board and senior officials can be done by the bank whenever required. So SLBC meetings must invite representatives from National Commission for SCs and STs, then NSFDC, SDC, that is State Level Finance Corporation. So all these meetings will be done. Bank must report data on SC/ST lending as per RBI's master circular on priority sector lending within the timeline. याद है आपको priority sector lending, and in case of priority sector lending we have a term, we call it as weaker section, or weaker section में the loan given to SCs and STs is also included in the category of weaker section only. But priority sector lending done by the bank is need to be reported. It is need to be reported to the RBI. अब ये जो report है RBI पे ये कैसे दी जाती है? Please pay attention. This is a screenshot which I have taken from the priority sector lending guidelines, and these guidelines says that what will be the reporting. Very important question direct आएगा एग्जाम में. Reporting कैसे होगी? सर जो आपके scheduled commercial banks हैं, they will report to RBI, and RBI may be Financial Inclusion and Development Department. This reporting will be done quarterly as well as annually. Quarterly मतलब जैसे क्वार्टर खत्म होगा उसके 15 दिन के अंदर, और annual reporting जो होगी that will be within 1 month of the completion of the financial year. If we talk about RRBs, then the reporting will be not done to RBI, rather the report will be done or reporting will be done to NABARD, because NABARD is the supervisor, of regional rural banks. Again, quarterly and annual reporting, same timeline as above. Now I have a question for you कि सर ये timeline urban cooperative banks के लिए कैसे होंगे? That is your homework. Do share your answers in the comment section below. Do share your answers in the comment section below. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? If it is clear, give me yes sir, so that we can move ahead. Now I have 3 questions for you. Now I have 3 questions for you from the same news. If you want and you think that you can answer it, just give me yes sir, so that we can discuss those 3 questions quickly, so that you can have the confidence कि हाँ अगर मैंने कोई news इतनी detail में पढ़ी है, then I will be in a position to answer it. Ready? Chalo, here we go. Here we go with the first question. The first question is now on your screen. Give me the answer. Give me the answer. The question says, what minimum percentage of total differential rate of interest advances should be given to SC or ST beneficiaries? SCs और ST beneficiaries को कितना पैसा देना होगा? Sir, 40%, 40%, or you can say 2/5 of total DRI advances of the bank. ठीक है जी? Clear? Next point. What is the maximum housing loan amount that SC or ST beneficiary can avail under the DRI scheme over and above 15,000? 15,000 तो है ही. उसके अलावा if you want home loan, what value of home loan or housing loan you can borrow? So the answer is 20,000 rupees under the same DRI. Third question is, which institution is designated as a nodal agency for implementing the credit enhancement guarantee scheme for SCs? Guys, I have a request to make. After this session, go and check credit enhancement guarantee scheme. Check this scheme, then check the Deen Dayal Upadhyay scheme, which has been mentioned in our discussion. That is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Yojana, NRRM. एक बार पढ़ लेना इस स्कीम के बारे में. DRI तो चलो मैंने आपको पढ़ा ही दिया, तो DRI is not required. इसको भले छोड़ देना. So the answer to this particular question is that it is implemented by IFCI. That is, what is IFCI? Sir, it stands for what? Sir, it stands for Industrial Finance Corporation of India, which was established back in 1948. Done हो गया? If it is clear, give me yes sir, so that I can move ahead. मजा आ रहा है? I hope you are enjoying the discussion. I hope guys you are enjoying the discussion. Say yes or no. ठीक है. अब एक पॉइंट है जो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत जरूरी है. The point is, all these schemes introduced by the government for specific community is implemented in a state with the help of lead bank scheme. It is implemented with the help of lead bank scheme. और lead bank scheme पे क्वेश्चन आने के फिर से पूरे चांसेस हैं. There are great chances that the question can be asked on lead bank scheme. So if a descriptive question is asked, what is lead bank scheme? If a question is asked, what is lead bank scheme? Then don't worry. Today in this particular session, I have an answer for that as well. Again, no articulation required, no story writing is required. We will directly discuss the answer in points form, so that if this question is asked, you will be in a position to answer it. अब इस question को how you are going to divide this particular question. Are you up for it? Guys, I hope you are enjoying this initiative now, where I'm discussing with you the descriptive questions which can be asked from the news, and even I'm giving you the sample answer right away. I think this is the maximum I can do for you. Done? Chalo. Then let's read out the question. So the question says, what is lead bank scheme? The question says, what is lead bank scheme? But a simple सा question है. So first of all, again, we'll start in a similar manner. You will define what is lead bank scheme. After defining, you will discuss the objectives of lead bank scheme. Then you should discuss the functions of lead bank scheme. You should also discuss the organizational structure, that how this lead bank scheme is implementing its functions. And after discussing the organizational structure, then you should discuss the recent developments and reforms. Recent developments and reforms. Is this point clear? So this is going to be a simple structure. अब इसमें अगर क्वेश्चन लेटेस्ट पे आएगा देन ऑल्सो यू हैव एन आंसर, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर पे आएगा तो भी आपके पास आंसर है, और अगर क्वेश्चन कहीं 15 मार्क्स में आ गया पूरा देन ऑल्सो यू विल बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आंसर इट. आओ जरा चेक करते हैं. सो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द लीड बैंक स्कीम, if I talk about the lead bank scheme, so lead bank scheme is what, sir? It is an institutional framework which was introduced by RBI in 1969 based on the recommendation of Gadgil Committee 1968 and Narasimhan Committee 1969. Objective क्या है? So coordinated and inclusive rural credit delivery, bank penetration into the rural and backward areas. Financial inclusion is the objective to provide access to credit, saving and insurance and government schemes. Along with that, these are some of the key features जो मैंने आपको दे दिए, आप एक बार पढ़ लेना. Moving on to the next point is the function. So function is it prepare district credit plan. I'll explain you what is a district credit plan. It is responsible for coordinating the development efforts in the district. It conduct financial literacy and inclusion drives. It monitor government scheme implementation and lead coordination committee. Question ये आता है, which bank is appointed as a lead bank? So maybe a privately owned bank or maybe a public or government owned bank is capable to be announced as lead bank scheme depending upon the presence of the concerned bank in the given district. जिस बैंक का presence ज्यादा उस बैंक की lead bank scheme declaration की possibility ज्यादा. Now what is the organizational structure? So please pay attention guys. Organizational structure is, we have state level bankers committee which is headed by conveyors bank, usually SBI or the biggest public sector bank in that state, irrespective कौन है आपका lead bank. It coordinates credit planning and policy decision. Then district level consultative committee which is headed by district collector, which include members from lead bank, other banks, NABARD, which review the implementation of credit plans and inclusion goals. Then we have block level bankers committee. Members are banks in the block and block developer officer, focus on local level implementation and follow up. तो इस तरह से ये पूरे के पूरे organizations मिलकर they are trying to develop the rural sector. If I talk about the district credit plan, so it is prepared annually by lead bank based on the potential linked credit plan prepared by NABARD, and it takes input from the government departments as well as DICs and panchayats, so that on the basis of this data कितना पैसा किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में देना चाहिए, किस कैटेगरी में देना चाहिए, किस सेगमेंट को ज्यादा टारगेट करना चाहिए in order to achieve the growth targets, this initiative has been taken. Last is the recent developments. First is digitalization and mapping. Banks must map banking outlets, business correspondents as well as financial literacy centers. Integration with Aadhaar, Jan Dhan and PM Swanidhi. Revised framework 2020 onwards which emphasize district level targets for financial inclusion index, credit deposit ratio, aspirational district, इनके ऊपर अब district level पे target set किए जाएंगे and you have to achieve it. Strengthening the data collection, use of portal based reporting by the organizations under lead bank scheme and focus on bottom to up credit planning. मतलब पहले bottom पे बताओ पैसा कितना चाहिए, then it will go for approval. अगर लगेगा कि पैसे की डिमांड सही है then on that particular basis credit scheme will be implemented in the given district in order to achieve the required development set by the government. In order to achieve the required development set by the government. ठीक है जी, clear हो गया point? Is this point clear? Is this point clear? Give me yes sir. तो अगर यहाँ पे descriptive question आया on this particular topic, you will be in a position to answer it. चलो, now let's quickly conclude the discussion. दो बस न्यूज बची हैं and these two news are phase 1 friendly news और phase 1 में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. जल्दी से खत्म करते हैं. रिसेंटली एक डेटा शेयर किया गया in July that if I talk about the number of individuals who have registered themselves on stock exchange or who have registered themselves on different stock brokers to become a stock investor to participate in the securities market, then in that particular case, Gujarat has become the third state to cross a mark of 1 crore registered individuals. इससे पहले Maharashtra, then UP, these are the two states which already have more than 1 crore individuals who are involved in stock trading or who are involved in security trading. But now Gujarat has become the third state to achieve this particular target. So Gujarat has become the third Indian state to cross 1 crore registered stock market investors after Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. These three states, they combined have a 36% of the total investor base in India. Simple. अगला पॉइंट, अब यहां पे क्या याद करना है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये जो डेटा, this you can remember, this you can remember, this you can remember, this is only for your reference, ताकि आपको ध्यान रहे इंडिया की हालत क्या है. If I talk about the total registered investors in India we have as of May 2025 around 11.5 crore individuals who are currently participating in the stock market. New investors, they have been added in May 2025. So over 11 lakh investors सिर्फ मई में ऐड हुए थे. Monthly growth in May was 9%, which is low. क्यों? अगर हम growth trend देखें, 1 crore investors were added from February to August 2024. Then 1 crore was added from August to January 2025. लेकिन आज की डेट में अगर हम बात करें, the growth rate has slowed down because of the volatility in the market. Obviously, market इतनी volatile है. नया investor क्या, जो पुराने investors हैं, they are also not very actively participating these days. So, if I talk about the monthly average, which was 19.3 lakh, it has dropped down to 10.8, and this momentum decline is because of the volatility in the market due to geopolitical tensions, due to tariff wars, due to policy uncertainty, due to geographical fragmentation which is going on. If someone asks you highest number of investors are registered from North India, don't remember this data, just remember the flow. Highest number of, or I would say the region wise highest number of investors are from North India, then West, then South, and then East India. So just remember, highest number of investors in the stock market are from North India. जैसे मैंने ये न्यूज़ पढ़ी तो मेरे दिमाग में दो क्वेश्चन और आए. पहला क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में आया कि सर ठीक है, ये तो हमने ओवरऑल बात कर ली, लेकिन अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें, व्हाट इज इंडियाज रैंक ग्लोबली इन टर्म्स ऑफ market capitalization? Market capitalization means number of shares into price or market price of share. So what is India's rank globally in terms of market capitalization? You will be glad to know India is fourth largest market in terms of market capitalization, and NSE and BSE, NSE comes in top 10 stock exchanges of the world, BSE comes under top 15 stock exchanges of the world. So India's total market capitalization is around ये याद कर सकते हैं 4.7 trillion dollars, और India has crossed UK in 2023 to become fifth and Hong Kong in 2024-25 to become fourth nation globally. So US is the largest stock market. On the second rank, market capitalization is second highest for China, third highest for Japan, and India has become the fourth nation as of the data which was available for mid 25. But I repeat, this is very volatile data. It is very volatile data. So if you refer this data while writing a descriptive answer, do write down in mid 2025 this was the aspect. You have to mention it. Last news is Green Climate Fund has approved $200 million loan to Asian Development Bank program which is being implemented in India. Simple news है, पढ़ लेते हैं. Green Climate Fund was set up in 2010, operational since 2015. It was set up under United Nations Framework for Climate Change. It supports developing countries in reducing the greenhouse emission, and its headquarters is in South Korea. Asian Development Bank, we all know, headquarters is in Manila, Philippines, and it was established in 1966, and Japan is the highest voting shareholder nation in ADB. Now, what is the news? So India Green Finance Facility, so $200 million loans will be routed through ADB into India, into the ADB's India Green Finance Facility, making this first partnership in India. बस ये न्यूज इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये पहली पार्टनरशिप है इंडिया में GCF और ADB की. प्रोग्राम जो इंडिया में implemented है by ADB, that is India Green Finance Facility. That is India Green Finance Facility. ठीक है जी? I guess it is clear till this point. I guess it is clear till this point. Okay. Now in this particular case आपको दो तीन चीजें याद रखनी है. पहली तो ये कि सर ये जो डील हुई it is of $200 million. And second is ये डील कहाँ हुई, अनाउंसमेंट कहाँ हुई? सर it was announced during the 42nd GCF board meeting which was held recently in Guyana. And remember that this is the announcement out of the $1.2 billion of funding which has been announced by GCF. उसके बाद मैंने कुछ nitty-gritties दे दी हैं. You can just read it. Question यहाँ से descriptive आने के chances है नहीं. It is just so that you can know what is going on under this particular program which has been mentioned, which has been run by ADB. तो बस एक बार आप पढ़ लेना. For your reference, I have given you the detail. Done, guys. So that is all from my side in this particular session. I hope each and every news which we have discussed. So technically we have discussed 2 RBI related news, 2 general financial world news. 2 general financial world news has a probability that they will be asked in phase 1, or you can use the data which I have shared with you while writing a descriptive answer. But the 2 news from RBI world or from the RBI website which I have discussed, they are very important. They have a potential that they can be asked in the descriptive format. Done, guys. That will be all from my side. We'll catch you in the next session. Bye-bye. Take care. Good luck. God bless you.